Good day and welcome back to the Family Cyber Tips Daily. In today's fast-paced world, screens are everywhere. But have you ever felt like technology is pulling your family away from faith, connection, and quality time? What if there was a way to take a break and refocus on what truly matters? Welcome to a faith-based digital detox. Okay, it's detox. When you hear detox, you don't associate it with digital. But I'd love to welcome you back to the Family Cyber Tips Daily, where on Fridays we look at faith, inspiration, and community. We've all been there. Endless scrolling, lost in devices, missing out on real-life connections. But God calls us to be still and know that I am God. For reference at Psalm 46 verse 10, how can we make space for that stillness in a digital world? Okay? There are many ways, and I'm going to run them out and our loved ones. Okay? Another thing that I would want you to put a lot of focus on will be setting a phone-free zone at the dinner table. Many parents have given up on this working at all because you no longer use the dining table, which is understandable, not unforgivable. I'm as guilty as the next person. But ultimately, for your younger kids, especially if they're, under 10, let's not totally unplug from traditional, the family picture where families sit on a dinner table. It's not just Christmas and Easter that we need to do that. I'm saying this to you as a parent, at least one of two, that has done this. But I can see how it's eroding because life has moved on. The kids, they're no longer kids, but they're now men in their own right. This can just disappear. But you have an opportunity, whilst digital is kind of taking over, a phone-free zone at the dinner table is the least the young ones can give to the family. Okay? Set tech-free zones. Designate places where screens are off limits. Remember I mentioned under 10. That seems to be an appropriate age to get this going. So areas like the dining table or bedtime, use it to encourage real conversations and prayer. So if you switch off tech, then replace it with real conversations. Don't switch off tech and there's nothing, because it's unfair on the kids because they're constantly needing to be engaged. So if we have kind of dialed down our approach to, life, we can't carry the kids along. We've got to get into their space and they need, activity. So if you're switching what they generally love, switch that off. Then replace it with something as good, if not better. And that's real conversations, prayer, etc. Okay? Another thing that you can bring to the table is read the Bible together. Praise God, we have a family time at 7 p.m. every week, every day, where we pause, we switch off. That is useful, really useful, that everybody knows that at 7, everything stops, okay? And obviously that means that you're replacing screen time with faith-filled activities. Read the Bible together, engage in family devotionals, or spend time in prayer, okay? If you're just joining, this is just part of the detox. Digital detox that we are recommending and being Friday, it's faith-based, okay? Another thing that will help along will be parents setting up what I'm terming Sabbath mode on devices. Quote me, Sabbath mode. And that's the Sabbath, which is Sunday, Sabbath mode on devices. And of all that is you observing a digital Sabbath. If you know what Sabbath means, or at least references in the Bible, it's a day of rest. It's a day set aside for holy engagements, okay? So observe a digital Sabbath or Sabbath mode. See, just as God commanded a day of rest, we can take time each week, to disconnect from screens and reconnect with Him. What an option, or at least it's a no-brainer. You disconnect from tech and connect with God. Awesome win, okay? Another thing that will help us along the detox journey will be kids playing outside and parents enjoying quality time, okay? When we unplug from the digital, what I term noise, we open space for faith, family, and meaningful moments that truly last, okay? These things I've just, spent a few minutes running by you will work. I tell you, they will work. And if you keep at it, because usually when you introduce new things, especially if you've let this, the whole smartphone screen time thing go on for a long time, it will be hard initially, but stick at it, okay? Stick at it. So you don't get me wrong, technology isn't the enemy. It's how we use it. And by taking intentional breaks, we can build stronger connections and deepen our faith. Okay? So the question I'll ask is, are you ready to take the first step toward a faith-filled digital detox? That's the question. Because we're not going to meet until Monday, I'm going to use this opportunity to do what I've promised to do for a long time, which is, before I recommend that you subscribe to the channel, I want to show you some analytics from the Family Cyber Clinic so that you understand why I'm putting pressure on you, to help me along. You subscribing to the channel helps this channel, get noticed by YouTube, and YouTube will place the channel and the podcast itself in front of parents like you. Without the subscription, that doesn't happen. Without the views and the engagement, that doesn't happen. Now, I said I was going to show you some history, so I'm going to go to the iPhone. Let me show you what exactly I'm talking about. If you look, this is the channel, okay? You should be able to see. Okay, so you can see how many subscribers we have. It's 977, yeah? We have a target. We're hoping that we can get to 1K by the end of April, which is just, respectfully 23 away from it. And I had promised you that if we get to 1K, I'll stop talking about subscriptions. Just need the 1K to get into a program that allows me opportunities to, do a lot more so that we can self-fund this platform. You will agree that this platform is useful, okay? And certainly useful for the kids. So that we're not distracted by needs. This is the one way that you can support us without actually putting your hand in your pocket, okay? So you can see that we're 977. But I've always mentioned this important stat that has always done my head in. And I'm just going to show it to you now, okay? Now, if you look, it says returning viewers, people who come back and watch the content. We have 60, and that's in the past 28 days. Okay. Now, if you go up, says it hasn't given us information on when our viewers, my viewers anyway, the channel's viewers are on YouTube. But there's some other information you can see there where it says the devices that people are watching the content from is, you see the high percentage from mobile. And I'm not surprised it's mobile because I had intentionally made the video vertical so that you're not turning the screen when you want to watch it, thinking about you, thinking about your comfort. So you can see that from mobile, it's 80%, and from the computer, it's 15%, and the rest are showing there. Some more stats, and this one blew my mind. Blew my mind. In the last 28 days, the demographic, age-wise, that are consuming our content are from ages 25 to 34, which will suggest to me that the younger parents are the ones who are consuming this content the most, which is kind of consistent because many people my age, and I'll fall into a different bracket, but many people my age have done this journey with parenting, and if anything, they are now grandparents. But it shocked me not to see them, represented at all in the last 28 days. Because I know that you have grandchildren. And even if you don't have grandchildren, you probably have, I think grandchildren. You can consume the information and advise your older sons and daughters. Okay, so I'm encouraging that you revisit and make noise about the channel. That's going to help me. At least that start is going to inform how I, address the people. So I can't be sharing those old folk jokes anymore because they don't get it. All right. But that's one, that's another stat. But this one also blew my mind. The males are the ones raising their game. So the men are the ones subscribing to the channel, and the females, that, like you can see, last 28 days, 0%. Okay? Now, geography is not surprising because I'm in the UK, but we have traffic in the UK, United States, and India. The India one ticks my box because I once had to do some dealings there. I'm not so concerned about these ones, although Spanish, it's auto-translated. So with YouTube, they can the subtitles are translated. So that's hitting home. Now, this is the stat that, if you really understand it, should blow your mind. The people who watch my content the most are not subscribed to this channel. Now, some will argue that it's unfair that they're consuming the channel and they're giving nothing back. I can't force you. But it blows my mind that you are not subscribed, but you are watching. And that tells me one of two things. One, that you're not ready, you're not convinced, and I'll continue to put out content that prayerfully ticks your box. A second will be that you don't know how, or that you're logging onto YouTube. You're not logging onto YouTube, I should say. Like I mentioned a few days ago, log on, sign in to your YouTube app. And then it will allow you subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, like the content, and engage with us. Okay? That stat is confusing. The people who are watching, just 15%, and those are the ones subscribed. But those who are watching the most are not subscribed. So I urge you to please subscribe to the channel, consume the content, and I want you to, benefit from it. I'll leave that alone, and I'm sure I'll do it again. But another announcement, which I'm using the opportunity to start since it's only a week away, would be Q&A that happens at the end of the month, okay? The 29th of March at noon, we'll have a Q&A where you can come in and ask questions, and I will be available, to make sure that you are, you're here with me. I'll still cover a lot of things, but your questions are important. So go to the website, familycyberclinic.com, and use the WhatsApp feature there to send your questions to me. Use the email address in the description also to send emails to me, or just arrive, on the day itself, noon, 29th of March, 2025. Okay? Awesome stuff. I am certain that together we can get this information to many. A digital detox can only do you, a world of good. Please, if you liked the video, like it, and that's a thumbs up, not the other one. Like I mentioned, please subscribe to the channel for more faith-based family tips, okay? And don't forget to engage in the comments. How does your family balance faith and technology, okay? Remember that your faith and family deserve your full attention. Let's unplug and reconnect. I've been your host, Lawrence Edem, until Monday now at 6 p.m. God bless and goodbye.